everyone that joined us live, all one of you, I think, last week. We're back with another episode of the show to be named later. This week, we're joined by one more person than we did last week in person. Joseph Moore has obliged and graced us with his presence this week after welcoming a new baby girl into the world. Joey, thank you for joining us tonight.
Glad to be here. I have a little bit of time to, not be, I don't know, doing all that kind of stuff. It's kind of peaceful over here right now, so we're gonna use this time to join you guys.
Excellent. Well, we're very happy to have you. Sammy, next to him, recurring guest. John, aka Nostradamus. You'll see where he's gotten that nickname from later in the show, and then Clayton next to him. Welcome, everyone. All right, let's get right into it. I'm going to watch Clayton stream here. We've got the week one results. If it loads for me, 1 second. I got an error. Here we go. This is my card last week. For those of you guys who don't know, we have $100 to play with each week in a 5 max bet. This one pretty simple, $20 each bet. The odds differed, the books differed. We were looking juicy when Terrell Hatton over in Europe did not make the cut last week, and it was just going to be a head-to-head Hovland versus Noren, and Hovland was up one stroke heading into the weekend and did not perform. So we lost that one. Sadly, that would have put me over into the good side, making money. Instead, I will be owing the said bookie, whoever this imaginary bookie is, about $7, a little over $7. Bengals money line hit. That was a hell of a game. Curious to see if one of us has that same exact bet next week or for this week. BG blew it at the end. Could have. Very, very glad I didn't go money line because that game was incredible and they blew it. They had that game in the bag, and late turnover and late field goal lost it for them. They were up like double digits, I feel like, with like 3 minutes left and ended up losing. So heartbreaker in the Doit. And then Texans were decidedly not the lowest scoring team on Sunday. They most certainly they weren't even the lowest scoring team in the game that they played. So sadly that one didn't hit. And then of all the teams that decided to lose on Saturday afternoon and evening, the betting favorite decided not to show up in Columbus, Ohio for some reason. And I will hold that against them the rest of the year because that would have hit and would have made me quite a bit of money, fake money. And sadly, the Ducks came out victorious. Nebraska won their game handily. Iowa beat Iowa State handily, which was not supposed to happen. And Michigan dumpstered Washington. So that would have hit. Sadly, it's not the case this week. We'll try our hand at another parlay, I'm sure, this week for me. So next up, unless you guys want to chime in, we've got
the Ducks.
Yeah, quack. Sammy. Now I griefed him earlier this week, not thinking that the Denver Giants game hit. That certainly did, so that made him a huge winner of $28, which did vault him into not last this week. But we'll see later who got last place. Cowboys huge cover, near win, but that was handily. That was covering pretty much the entire game. You knew they're going to keep it close all night. Washington football team hurts to lose. Fixed magic. It looked like they were going to probably just jump out in front and carry that all game, but early exit from Fitzmagic that ended up not paying off and we've got a Niners-Detroit game that I think was probably had the most points scored in it. Am I wrong about that? I believe that might have been the highest scoring game, not the lowest scoring, and that's the under. The under did not come close to that. And Minnesota -3. I gave you shit last week. I'll give you more shit this week. It never had a prayer. I don't know what you were thinking, but I hopefully you can not bet against the Bungles the rest of the year. This is a year.
Didn't they go to OT?
Oh, it wasn't close. Wasn't close. It would have pushed if anything.
I believe there might have been a controversial fumble call in that game too.
I didn't see anything to overturn it. Nothing was conclusive. There are a lot of legs in the way. Coming from an unbiased Bengals fan here. So, anyways, Sammy, chime in, or I can just keep this running. I think generally you didn't have as risky a slate as some, but it ended up working out, at least keeping you out of the pouch.
I like my I just like my spread bets overs. I don't really like anything too crazy. Honestly, Cowboys are free money. I weed them boys this year. I am all in on the Cowboys in every way that you can imagine. Fully in on it. Them boys. And other than that, I don't want to talk about the Niners Detroit under. We're just going to shortly move on from that one.
Okay.
Football team, Fitzmagic wasn't there. Honestly, I really think I just underestimated Justin Herbert and the Chargers offense because I think it could be I think it's going to be a top 5 offense this year. He just does not miss throws. He's so accurate, mobile, really everything you want from a quarterback. And as you see, I'm not shying away from the football team anytime soon. My long-term bets or this upcoming week as a hint. It's just, I think the defense is awesome. And I think the Chargers honestly, I think Justin Herbert outplayed him. And it was a close game. It really was. They came down.
Yeah, I mean,
Justin Herbert.
What was it, 20
I think converted
points?
17 third downs in the entire freaking game. And 5 on the last drive to walk down and win the game. So, you know what? We take that one. Minnesota was a close game. I will see how the Bengals do the rest of the season. They surprised me a little bit. And Minnesota looks like the second worst team in the league behind the Jaguars.
That's curious. I mean, go back to the football team because I won't even entertain that Bengals comment. Their defense is going to keep them into the game, every game, pretty much all year. Honestly, Justin Herbert, as well as he played, they only put up 20 points. You got to score more than you got to be able to keep it close in that instance. Offense, I mean, you got a quarterback that probably didn't take a single snap with the first team last week, obviously. So throwing him into the Wolves against the Chargers defense that is good on their own right. So we'll see what happens next week, and we'll see your picks later this week. Thank you, Sammy. All right, what we got next? Sabo. All right, Sabo is not quite here yet. I don't believe. No, he's not here yet. I was able to transcribe his lovely notes document that he submitted earlier into a template that was provided by our very own Clayton Walters. He was not close with Zeke. I believe he had 2 catches for 6 yards. He hit with Gibson's over by 1.5 yards, I think. Kamara went 80 yards or something. Pitts had 4 or 5 catches, but he had 33 yards receiving. So bummer there. And then I think he had initially a Gus Edwards half-yard receiving bet. Sadly, right after we recorded this episode, Gus Edwards out for the year, torn ACL. So I allowed him to scratch his bet and pick a new one. He ended up going with a parlay. Hawkinson went over by a lot, but then Stephon Diggs did not. And I believe the other one was Paris Campbell, and he missed that by half a yard. It was 24.5. His one catch was a 24-yard gain, so that would have been a heartbreaker if Stephon Diggs did end up going over. I think his number was in the 80s. So sadly, as we'll come to find out, Sabo was in last place after week 1. and hopefully he learns some tips from our next contestant potentially from their week 1 results. It could be John or it could be Joey or Clayton. So we'll see who's next. It is Nostradamus. I'll let him have the floor here. I have clearly all of us are not worthy to be in this man's presence. For a bet that I've never seen ever made, I didn't even know existed that you could bet on halftime full time. Take it away, John.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, you got to get in there and do the work, the groundwork, really, the research, and you'll uncover these gems like this. I mean, the odds were just too good to be true, so I took that, made it big. Side comment: everybody won at least one. I think we should have a punishment if anybody misses all 5 in a week. Just a side note. Yeah, that one was pretty crazy. I actually went to bed in the fourth quarter at halftime when they were down by 3, the Raiders. I was like, oh my God, this actually worked out. But I did not stay up for it. And the next morning I woke up and it was pretty funny. Browns over Chiefs first to score. That worked out pretty well for me. The Browns started off with like an 8-minute drive and went down and scored. So that was nice. The Packers were the least scoring team on Sunday, so another one of those not working out for one of us. And the Bengals, yeah, they came out and got it done basically on offense. I had a similar parlay to Jake, and would this have worked out? Did everybody else win in mine even, or did one of them lose?
Believe so. If everything, well, we're missing a few
I don't know
teams.
about
Maybe
Rutgers,
Rutgers won.
but did they? Yeah.
I think
I don't
you
know.
actually would have won it. Big Ten had a good showing, except for their best team. So
I didn't watch any of the games on Saturday, and I did not watch the Ohio State game. I came back from whitewater rafting and saw the score, and I was glad that I did not see it. So hopefully they do better after that. But yeah, that was a instant bummer because I knew that I had this one riding on that, but only $10, so it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, overall happy about it. And Sabo will have to do the punishment that I have chosen for him.
we'll get there, John. Back to the Ravens Raiders. Just incredible foresight. Did you watch any of the highlights? Did you see what unfolded to propel you into a $210 payout?
I didn't need to see the highlights because I could see it about a week ago. I saw into the future. I knew some of those things that were going to happen. Just outside forces were playing a factor on the game. No, I knew it went to overtime, and I know that in overtime that crazy stuff happened. Did see that like on the ESPN app, but yeah.
Aptly named Nostradamus for a reason. I can't wait to see what you have in store for this week. We're all just on the edge of our seats right now. Next person up. It's one of 2 people here. It's going to be our own Joey Moore. Now, last week, Joey, you weren't able to grace us with your presence. I'm very curious to hear some insight in what you were looking at. Obviously, the results are already in, so a lot of the stuff we just won't believe you what you're saying. But now we would love to hear what you were thinking with some of these. So go ahead.
Well, I've made it a point during thinking of what I was going to choose last week, and I decided that every week I'm at least going to make one bet involving the Steelers. And I don't know, I just had faith in them to get it done, and keep it there. So we went with the plus 6.5, and I don't know, I really did think that maybe that Dak could get it done on Thursday night, just that close. I stayed up for all but I think the final 2 minutes. I fell asleep in the final 2 minutes of it. So very close on that. And then who was the last one? 49ers over Detroit. Yeah, Detroit's just trash. So I thought that'd be pretty easy, except for they made it a game in the last minute or two, and I
About
actually
as
totally forgotten that the line was -8. So I'm watching the game just hoping that Detroit actually comes back and somehow ties the game up or something. I looked down and was like, oh no, I need this not to happen.
I know. I think when we were shopping around for you, there were some 7.5 numbers, which would have. Let me do some quick thinking here. That would have helped you. No, that would have hurt you.
I think the spread got bigger closer to the kickoff.
Oh, yeah,
When
that
we
was
were
like
looking
9.
at it, though, a lot of the books were at 7.5, I think. So he actually found a good number at the old Barstool book. Anyways, hey, can't complain with the push. Get your money back. It's like you went in that biblical story where you just went and buried your talent. So didn't get anything out of it. Didn't lose anything. So. I don't think Jesus really appreciated that though, so you're gonna have to do better next time.
I don't think that guy goes to heaven in that story.
Yeah. So, curious to see what you got in store next week. I love the 3 picks. Lot of moolah on every pick. So appreciate your input there, Joey. And we'll go to our last contestant here, Mr. Walters. Take it away.
Yeah, so not the best week for me. Went 2 for 5 on my bets. So I'll just go top to bottom here. Miami +3, and they were actually at New England. So before, really like Miami this year, so I'm probably going to be on them more weeks than not. So they got a good defense. Excited to see what Tua can do. They were actually to pull out the W in New England on Sunday. It was a pretty good game. Next, we got Baltimore -4. In Las Vegas. This one was just tough to watch. Stayed up for the whole game. I watched all that clown fiesta of an overtime. Really, just the fourth quarter and the overtime were just pretty brutal to watch. Knowing I had the Ravens on that side of the game, so really just a heartbreaker. And the fact that John had that halftime full-time bet just made it even worse. But next one down. This was actually proclaimed worst bet of the week by Mr. Nostradamus. Baker to throw 0 picks against the Chiefs, and honestly, it looked great. Browns came out hot. Baker was on the money. Offense was flowing. A couple late second half miscues by the Browns put them in a position where they needed to drive to win the game. Baker got hit as he was trying to throw it out and ended up throwing a pick on the game winning or the attempted game winning drive. So really, that one was tough to watch, especially as a Browns fan. So that one really hurt, but still liked the bet. Felt pretty good about it. Najee Harris over 14.5 rushing attempts. I think he finished with 16 carries against Buffalo. So was pretty confident in that one. Definitely thought the Steelers were going to try to get Najee rolling early and often. He had pretty consistent workload throughout the game, so hit that one. And then took a flyer here with my last bet, opposite of John. Bet $5 on Cincy to be the highest scoring team. Did not hit. It was flyer. Felt pretty good about. Offense looked great, but just not the best in the league on Sunday, unfortunately. So all in all, came out -$13 and some change. So we'll look to get back in the green this week.
Speaking of the standings there, Clayton, if you could pull up our weekly results, or the weekly standings here. As you can see, Nostradamus firmly in the lead by $200-some. The rest of us got some work to do, and I have a feeling some of us are going to panic this week. I know I did with some long shot parlays to try and catch up again. We'll see what happens. However, the bookie is calling this week for several of us, so hopefully you guys got your money, and pay your debts. Maybe a generous leader could help us out. Maybe, who knows? If his stack is too big, he's just gonna end up taking over probably the hosting of this show. Might as well just step down. Now, moving on, we could go to just go right into weekly picks here. Doesn't matter the order. I guess we can go to yours truly if you want, but up to you. All powerful stream keeper Clayton. This looks like Mr. Walters' slate. No.
I didn't have the picks pulled up.
That's fine. This is me. I went shopping around for that Indiana-Cincy game. Big matchup in Bloomington this weekend. I know, as usual, foreshadowing here, one of us in this chat has the complete opposite pick. But we'll get to that later. I don't think the Bearcats going to be rolling into Bloomington and pulling out a dub. I watched the first half last week against Murray State, the World Power Murray State, and it was 7-7. I don't think if they show up like that in Bloomington that they're going to come out victorious. I have a feeling that Indiana is going to make this quite literally their marquee matchup since they blew the opener. I think I can't remember the coach's name. Love him though. Clearly love him so much I don't remember his name. But I have a feeling he's going to be motivating the guys, motivating the boys, and getting the job done for the Big Ten, so that Notre Dame doesn't have to have all the pressure in the world with UC coming in undefeated. Let alone getting past this week in Purdue. But anyways, we'll get past that. Next one's PGA Tournament. They're in Napa, California this week. And I've got a bet that says it's going to end in a playoff. Plus 350, bet 20 to win 90. Complete shot in the dark. Really weak field. Who the heck knows? It seemed like decent odds. I don't know how many of the tournaments end in a playoff, but there have been quite a few this year. So hopefully that trend continues. Next one seemed fun. Plus odds for this as the great Tyler Saba joins us here. I've got Chase Young to record 1 sack on Thursday night against the New York Giants. Bet 20 to win 44. Hopefully this is about as safe a bet as I can make this week that I liked. I have a feel. I don't know if half a sack and half a sack is going to make that a sack for him. Not entirely sure how that's going to work if it has to be one full sack. I don't know. We probably should decide this because I obviously didn't make this bet legally on a book that's going to keep track of whether or not I got it correct or not. So
I would assume it'd be like over under half a sack.
Okay.
As long as his sack total is.
So we'll go with that then. So if he gets 2 half sacks, then I'm going to count this as a win. Is that fair? Everybody in agreement? Okay. We're going to go with that. Next one, Lamar rushing yards plus Mahomes pass yards over 365.5. Odds weren't great, but I really like this one. I'm not going to explain how good Mahomes is at throwing the ball and Lamar is at rushing the ball. Don't think I need to get into that. Bet 20 to win 38. And then massive parlay in the NFL this week for me. 2 road dogs. So Dallas and Cincinnati both had plus odds. Back on the Bengals train against the Chicago Bears. Dallas is at the Chargers, I believe. Somehow, I mean, the line was like 3 last I checked. I'm all on the Cowboys as well. And then Cleveland hosting the Texans, 12.5-point favorites, I believe. New England is at the Jets. Not feeling great about Zach Wilson against the front 7 of New England. Tampa's hosting Atlanta, and they're heavy home favorites. And then KC is at Baltimore. Line was pretty tight. I think Cleveland is a much better team than Baltimore this year, at least what the first week performance showed. I have a feeling that KC is going to go in and keep the offense rolling, and I don't think it's going to be particularly close. So I'm hoping that that game goes in my favor. And if all of those hit, that 6-way parlay hits, $1,510 plus 1510. Courtesy of John Gass for helping me out here. It was a little lower prior to the show, but he hooked me up, and if that wins, then I might be able to catch John. Who knows? But big long shot. I don't really six-way parlays is not. I don't recommend this. Don't want to pretend that this is a good idea, but I just have a hunch following my gut with this, and we'll move on unless someone wants to chime in. I think the next one that makes the most sense is probably Sammy, since we have opposing picks here, so we can get into this battle in Bloomington. Sammy, take it away.
So I'll just get into my picks here. I guess one small comment from Jake's is, and I'll start with my pick with this as well. What I'm going to start with here is the Washington football team -3 against the Los Angeles Chargers. Not Chargers. I read that down against the New York Giants on Thursday. I am just losing my mind. I honestly think it is free money, the Chase Young sack. Like, I am so not confident in Daniel Jones' ability to read a pocket, read pressure, and honestly, like, Jake, if you could have gotten like a sack fumble, it was also free money because that man has butter.
I think he leads the league ever since he got put into the starting role. I think he has like 30-some fumbles. It's absurd.
And the most turnovers since that time. Yes,
yeah.
He's an awful quarterback.
Yep.
But he's fast.
You're also, but on the other side here, you are putting your money on Heineke, whatever his first name is. I don't even know his first name. I know nothing about this man. However, that defense doesn't have to travel this week. Well, they didn't have to last week either, but continue.
Yeah, honestly, just Washington football team. I'm still on them. I think they have a really good defense. I think Heineke with a full week of practice, knowing he's the guy, not having to worry about veteran Ryan Fitzpatrick, who, whatever you want to say about him, is still something. I think Heineke's a little more mobile. I think it opens it up a little more all around. I think Fitzy can either be like an either bomb or check down kind of guy. We'll just see how it plays out. I really like him. I don't think the Giants are going to move the ball. Honestly, like I said, I think Chargers are a top 5 offense this year after what I saw, and I think the Giants are very near the bottom with their turnover issues. They couldn't get the running game going. Saquon looked like Saquon just being a dud. Not his fault. I don't blame him. I just really like Washington to cover this game. I don't really see how the Giants move the ball at all, and if Washington can just should put up 14 to 17 points, I think they can cover, honestly. Like a 17-10, 17-7 game. From there, we'll jump right into it. I am in on Cincinnati, NCAA football team. I think they can cover this game. I think Luke Fickell's going to get them up to play. I think last week could have even been a case of knowing Indiana's next. You just don't expect... I don't think you expect to get necessarily a game out of who they played last week. It was Murray State, Jake, correct?
Yep.
I think Luke Fickell's going to get him up to play a big game. He always has. He always competes. Desmond Ritter's a really fantastic player for college football. I think his mobility is going to help him a lot in this game. I don't know that Indiana even honestly has a talent matchup even with Cincinnati. I think Fickell's going to get him up to play and cover the spread, especially after what I saw from Indiana first week. I honestly think Iowa looks great. We'll see how they play the rest of the season. This is another 12-0 Iowa team that gets worked at the end of the year by a real team or not is yet to be determined. Oklahoma's playing Nebraska. Nebraska's awful. Nebraska is just an awful team, awfully coached. They have one of the worst records since Scott Frost has been there. Adrian Martinez, Taylor Martinez's like estranged brother, has been there for like 10 years. He's awful. Turns the ball over. I don't really necessarily trust Oklahoma, but I think they can put up a lot of points, and I think they're still talent level and overall defensive players can do enough to keep Nebraska at bay. And I really think even like against the Tulane, I don't think Oklahoma's getting up to play that, but I think even against Nebraska is a big name, they're going to get up to play defensively a little more and come in and just put up a lot of points on an awful team.
Don't sleep on my green wave. Tulane's got Ole Miss this week. Tulane I don't think anybody touched them this week, but money line was looking juicy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Tulane played a great game. I think Oklahoma's going to get up to play Nebraska a little more. Just Big Ten opponent. I think maybe they looked over Tulane a little bit, and I think their defense can get up enough to. I really
Old
think
school
Oklahoma
rivalry game. Old school Big 8, I believe.
Yes.
All right.
We'll see how this turns out then. Cowboys Chargers. The football team is my most confident bet of this week. I'm once again just want to reiterate Daniel Jones is atrocious. I will say that till
We'll be sure to clip this.
Clip this chat.
Yep.
So Cowboys Chargers over. I put my least amount on this. I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game. Like I said, Chargers top 5 offense. I think the Cowboys can put up a lot of points. I think they're going to be throwing it around. Their defense just took another hit. DeMarcus Lawrence broke his foot today, which, say what you will about him, he was still probably one of their best defensive players because Micah Parsons is hard overrated. And we will just
How dare
go from
you?
there. I think there's going to be a lot of points.
a Penn
Cowboys
State
are going to be
fan on
down.
this.
Chargers are going to be able to walk down the field without any sniff of a pass rush, especially with DeMarcus Lawrence out, who is already overrated. So we'll move on from that one. And I think the Chiefs are getting value this week. Obviously, it could be like week 1 overreaction. Like Ravens played a pretty rough game. For 2.5 quarters, they just did not look good at all. But I really think Lamar just looked lost. I've never seen he pump faked after almost every single passing play. He pump faked. Does not look confident in his receivers. Does not look confident in what they're running. It's that first game, and I'm just going to roll with it against one of the best teams in football, no doubt. I think the Chiefs can cover the spread easy. Just move the ball up and down. The Ravens did not look nearly as consistent on offense as they usually do, and Lamar honestly looked lost.
All right. Best of luck this week, Sammy. We'll keep moving on here to our next expert.
Who we going with?
Mr.
I can go next, Jake.
Okay, let's go with Joey.
Okay. So, once again, keeping with the theme of Steelers at some point, my first bet is Steelers to win by between 13 and 18. That was plus 540 on that. $25 bet. I can win 160 on that.
Go ahead and give us the play-by-play of the game to determine the result, finishing between 13 and 18 points for us.
I think we're just. I think it's just going to be a 2-touchdown game. That's what it comes down to. I think it'll be a 2-touchdown game. Yeah,
that would be 12 points, and that would mean you'd lose.
I mean, yeah, it could be. It could be, but we're taking the risk. Next one, a little bit more fun. I decided I'd try to be a little bit more fun. I think I was very safe, or I felt very safe because I don't ever do any betting of any kind. So a little bit more out there this week. The next one is Jalen Hurts for over half a touchdown rushing, plus Devonta Smith, half a touchdown receiving. I don't know. I feel like Hurts is going to get there one way or the other. I think he had like 7 rushes for like 60-some yards last week. He did have a fumble, but he's going to continue to run the ball. It's only a matter of time until he gets in the end zone.
Only a matter of time.
And then,
no, continue. Sorry.
And then with Smith, obviously he showed up last week. He's going to continue it this week. I feel like and get in the end zone once again. I believe they're going against the 49ers, who I think outside of Kittle, Debo, and the one new running back, there wasn't really anyone that did anything. So it could be ended up not much going on, or it could end up being a shootout. Not really sure. I don't think either defense is amazing by any standards so far this year. We'll just have to see what's going on. Next one, Kyler Murray, 5 or more combined touchdowns. They're going against the Vikings. I feel like that should come close to hitting. I also think if it doesn't end up being a shootout, Minnesota does have some good players on that team that could keep them in the game. So if the game gets extended, more opportunities for touchdowns. So Kyler's killing it, seems like every single week last year and so far this year. So we'll see what goes on.
Real tiny number there. 5 is an awful tiny number there. I'm sure you were just licking your chops when you saw that.
The last one is parlay. Bears, Eagles, Saints, and Cardinals all win. Feel like they all have decent matchups. Thinks we might see some more Justin Fields this week for the Bears. Maybe Allen Robinson decides to catch a football, and so dropping like 3 or 4 of them. Maybe they'll decide to get on and start doing something cool. Mac maybe get some sacks going. Eagles, like I said, I think they're going to do well. The Saints, they're just incredible, so they'll be fine. And the Cardinals, I think, should win. So, if I get lucky and all these hit, we can get a payout of $710. But I don't think that's going to happen. But we definitely have some good payouts that can happen from these 5 bets. So
If I have permission to put on my Nostradamus hat for a second, I have a feeling, Joey, you're not going to hit any of these this week, and you're going to be in last place. That's my prediction. I feel like the easiest one, or the most likely one that's going to hit is going to be your Steelers bet. Probably the second one's your Eagles one, your Hurts and Smith, but Kyler five tutties combined is a pop off. Is he capable? Yes. Is it likely? No. That's why the odds are the way they are. But how dare you go against my Bengals? Once again, you will learn, just like Sammy did last week, to not do that. And then what you got? I think the Bears are favorites, Cardinals are favorites, and Saints are favorites. I think the Eagles are home dogs to the Niners, so that's where your odds are boosted so high. So best of luck with the top 3 of your picks. That last one, I hope you have terrible luck. So we'll move on to Mr. Walters. I guess we'll go Clayton, then Sabo next, and then John will go last for the effect, the surprise effect. So, Mr. Walters, if you would take the floor.
Yeah, sure thing. So I'll just go top to bottom here. So first one, I've got Miami at home versus Buffalo, taking them to cover at they're actually home underdogs in a divisional matchup. So 3.5-point dogs. Got a strong feeling Buffalo is going to be in the basement at 0-2 with the Jets after this week. So, they weren't able to quite get anything going against Pittsburgh at home. They're going to be coming into Miami. It's going to be hot, humid. Miami's got another solid defense. I think they're going to continue to struggle on offense. I think Miami's going to win a close game, probably under 20 points for each team. But love Miami at plus 3.5, so I've got that to start out. Also love this Arizona-Minnesota game. I think the Cardinals put on a show last week. I think it's going to continue against Minnesota. They are at home.
Patrick Peterson's return.
He is. I know there's a clip going out there of Jamar Chase reportedly putting him on skates, but I haven't seen it.
I watched it once or twice or 7 times tonight.
So Arizona's at home. Line was at 4.5 yesterday, up to 3.5 today. So I love that. I think Kyler's going to be running around all over that defense. I think Joey's 5 touchdowns got a shot at hitting there. So I love Arizona minus 3.5. I've got Carolina at home, another home underdog in a divisional matchup. Big Darnold believer. Would love to see him have a bounce back year in Carolina. So I'm excited to see what he can do this year. Like the Panthers, as long as CMC stays healthy, I think they got a shot at competing in any game they're playing in. So like him at plus 4. And then I'm in on this Bengals-Bears game. I think there's a little bit of action on this in everyone's picks, whether it's a parlay or anything else. But I've got Cincinnati money line. Really don't like the Bears, especially even if they start Fields. I don't really think they're going to be too competitive a team this year. Really like Cincinnati. Love T. Higgins. Jamar Chase looked great last week. Their defense looks solid. Love to see Joe Mixon have a good game like he did week 1. So I'm liking Cincinnati money line at plus 135. And then my last pick here, I've got another AFC East pick. I've got the New England at New York game. The over-under is 42.5. I'm taking the under. got 2 rookie quarterbacks. New England's got a great defense. New York's got a solid defense, great defensive-minded head coach. Like I said, 2 rookie quarterbacks. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think the Patriots come out on top, but I'm taking the under there, feeling pretty good about it. So that's my picks.
Thank you, sir. You're going to be on the right side of history as far as this game in Chicago this week. After what New Orleans just did to Aaron Rodgers, some say sabotage on Rodgers' end. However, that Carolina line is looking awfully close. If you ask me, I'm a little afraid of what's going on in New Orleans. I think Jameis is going to just tear the world on fire, or whatever the phrase is.
Give me the Saints, baby.
Yep. I don't know. I do like Carolina at home. Their offense is also excellent. I think we'll just see if Sam Darnold can keep up with Jameis Winston, because just 2 battle of the Titans in this game. Anyways, best of luck this week, Clayton, with every single one of your picks this time. And we'll go to Mr. Sabo. Would you like to share your picks with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear you, I hope.
Yeah, I'm kind of out in the boonies here. So you pick these Wednesday nights. Wednesdays are wedding planning nights.
Oh, well, if only you had a week to prepare to do something.
Hey, listen, here's the problem. I've been thrusted into this role of player prop guy, and most of the players.
I never thrusted you into this role. You thrust yourself into this role.
Until like 5 o'clock on Wednesday. Either way, so player props, lots of parlaying.
Lots? You only get one. You only get one parlay.
Crazy with it. Well,
Really?
you only get one?
You really are in the boonies, aren't you?
Is that a rule?
That was a rule. We're gonna have to have a chat this week, Sabo.
Just give it to him this week. He needs it.
Oh boy. Well, yeah. As some of you are not aware, John, being the winner of last week, gets to choose a punishment for Sabo, who is in the basement. They have apparently worked something out, or at least John has worked something out. We'll get to that later, I think. Or actually, we'll probably have to get to it now. Once Sabo's done telling us his 4 parlays that he's got.
Well, no, this is fine. I know all the. I can just one parlay, correct?
Ideally, yes.
Okay.
In a perfect world.
I can pick my favorite one, and then I will pick. I'll pick out some of these other ones I like. Our parlay, then. Okay, and I'll post all this stuff later. But my first parlay is Cooper Kupp over 5.5 receptions. Okay, those guys, after I heard Sunday Night Football that they're like shower buddies, they eat breakfast together every day. I'm locked and loaded into that.
Hey, we were keeping this clean. I didn't think I was gonna have to warn you to keep the content PG. I guess we'll allow it.
I'm just saying, these are the things you got to look for when you're making player props. All right. Second one is the second part of that then would be Allen Robinson over 5.5 catches. Andy Dalton, after watching that game as well, lots of 5-yard checkdowns to Allen Robinson, even if it's like 3rd and 20. He does not care. He will check it down all day. So over 5.5 catches there. And then Devontae Smith included in that over 3.5 receptions. The disrespect is unbelievable for our number one guy. 3.5 receptions. The audacity in that one is ridiculous. The Niners defense, I think, is really overrated. That's going to be my parlay at plus 427. That'll be my main parlay then.
Okay. We'll hold you to it.
Then I guess I will do. So I gotta just pick out my favorite ones here. I'm gonna pick out. I think that you said that this one earlier. Are you allowed to have repeats or no?
Of course, we'll tail whoever
All right.
you
Well,
want.
that Lamar Mahomes thing, I'm taking it. On the DraftKings.
That was yours truly, yeah.
The Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Like, I love a combo bet where like I feel like one part of it could hit the over by himself.
365 yards rushing for Lamar Jackson. Do you think that's gonna? You think that's gonna hit?
Hey man, they look pretty brutal against the Browns. That defense is rough, man. I'm telling you. Well, speaking of rough defenses, I think the Ravens might be even worse.
Might be.
They are looking shaky at best.
Lost Marcus Peters.
Yeah, I think they lost. I think they lost a lot of something else too. They need Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and all those boys because they look pretty bad. So I'm taking that one. I guess I only have two more then, since one of them's being taken from me.
Sadly, that's the case. Yes.
I will take. Here we go. I'm back on it again. Back on the Kyle Pitts train. Here we go again.
Oh no.
I did get this at over 39.5 yards. That was minus 110.
Okay.
8 targets last week. Didn't get to my over, but he still had 8 targets. Tampa Bay is a pass funneling defense. No one's going to try to run on those guys. They're going to be throwing the ball the entire game. I think that he can get over 39.5 yards pretty easily. And then my last one that I will do that I'm most confident in will be Jonathan Taylor over 14.5 rushing attempts at minus 110. He's last 6 games last year, he hit the over. Last game, he hit 17 carries in a terrible game script. Yeah, give me the 14.5 easy money. And then I got whatever my other bet has to be.
All right, we'll get
coin flip, right?
We'll do that. We'll do that right now. I've got a somehow I have a coin on my desk. This is tails, and this is heads.
How much did you say for this one?
How much money?
Yeah, like of your 100. What are you putting on this one?
$1. I don't know. What? How much money? $10. Okay.
10.
Yeah.
Do I? I'll let you know here, John. You ready?
Yeah, here. Let me share my
The suspense is
my
killing me
screen.
here.
Go live. All right. Okay. So everybody can see that?
I believe so. All right. I'm going to flip said coin here. Do you have any anything you'd like to add?
No, there were very few that I could pick from. I knew that he'd probably be driving again because he's our group trucker, I guess, constantly out in the field.
Preparing the future leaders of
Nothing with
tomorrow.
drinking. So there weren't very many options, but essentially I picked I let him choose NFL, college football. I picked a college football game, and it's just the regular the spread, and you have to pick one team. Not the spread. I don't know what the heck you call it, but anyways, no, my computer's trying to die on me. We better hurry. Let's flip this coin.
It's gonna be heads.
Wait, what's the game?
You're gonna find out right now.
Well, you're about to see.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, so it is heads.
That's correct.
So you are Auburn +5.
Oh.
Auburn +5. Who are they playing?
At the whiteout, Penn State.
Oh,
At
no.
Penn State?
Yes.
+5?
Yep.
All right, cool. Nice.
Yeah, and I think
Is it a night game?
It's a night game.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Bo Nix on the road. Bo Nix on the road. That man does not do well.
We're gonna give him that. We're gonna give him that bigger. Are we gonna give him that bigger line when it grows closer to the kickoff? Or?
I'll tell you this. I thought
160.
I think I saw it bigger. I thought I saw it at No, yeah, that's exactly what you just said. Yeah, I saw the 5.5 earlier today. So the fact that it's at 5, maybe John looked at it before I did.
That is one of the hardest environments in college football. Is the night game at Penn State, dude.
I mean, Auburn's 2-0. They haven't played anyone yet, but they're 2-0.
Grant Boy.
Is he still on the team? Former BG quarterback.
It's about time to put him in, baby.
Yeah,
Let's ride.
he's gonna come in just like he did at Notre Dame and not cover.
That's probably the biggest sports upset I've ever seen. Is him going to Auburn. One of those top 5 shocking moments in my life.
FanDuel has it at +6.5 right now.
Oof.
We're gonna.
Well, I screenshotted it, so.
Cruel. He is not wavering on the 5. All right.
That's all I need. 5 points is all.
That's all you need. I was thinking it was gonna be money line. So what you said, yeah, this is against the spread. So best of luck, Sabo. Try not to. This was as tame as a punishment as we probably could have seen. If it was any other person besides Sabo, I think John would have just thrown the hammer down on us. Luckily, it was Sabo.
Oh yeah, someone would have been drinking 4 beers during this hour or whatever that one was. But
thanks, John.
Yeah, so
you're a good guy.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I wanted to throw this game in there because I will be watching the evening games on Saturday, and I wanted to throw a little extra something on this one. So I thought it'd be fun to add in.
Awesome. Well, John, thank you. Thank you for what is going to turn out to be such a just ridiculous game that Sabo's going to be on the wrong side of the line there for it, but it's going to be okay. We're gonna get through this. I'm sure Kyle Pitts isn't going to disappoint him once again this week. And then
I want to make one comment about that. I think it's going to be funny every week when you can just play our week 1 tape of me trying to talk up the football team, Sabo trying to talk up Kyle Pitts the next week, and Joey trying to talk up the Steelers. You can just play our week 1 tape, and then it'll just work for every week.
Pretty much. If you guys fail to come, I'll keep playing those clips, and it'll be the same exact thing, same exact analysis. All right. I think that's going to conclude our usual show. Those of you at home, the fans of my other show, North and One, with Josh North. All 1 viewer review on YouTube.
Are we doing John's picks?
Oh my gosh! How could
afraid.
How could I forget?
He's afraid of the greatness.
He had the floor, and I thought he'd been talking for a while. I thought we had gotten over this. This is going to be this is why you tune in. So, John, take it away. I'm terribly sorry.
This is why. All right. So I was visited in my dreams last night, and a few of these, I picked out from the patterns within the events of my dream. So let's kick it off with number 1 here. I'm taking an alternative spread with the Bengals. Wow, I didn't even put it down.
What's the spread?
It was minus.
What a spread!
It was minus 3.5.
Okay.
$30 down on that. Payout's 93. I think they're going to come out hot.
How dare you? You are the worst. Because you bet on them last week to be the lowest scoring team in the league, and now this week you have them favored by 3.5 on the road in Chicago. What? Oh my God! You are ridiculous.
I was playing it safe last week, and this week I'm
that just confirmed the Bengals lost this week.
Yeah, I'm not excited about this now.
Let's go to the research picks.
I hope it's 3. I hope they win by 3. Oh my God, that would be so juicy.
Big Cowboys now. That train with Sammy. So I threw 2 picks in here. I put that game as the highest scoring game on Sunday, which odds were plus 500. Seemed really, really great. I think that it is going to be high scoring. There's a couple other good games on that day too that they're going to compete with.
Was that the best odds or like the number 1 I guess lowest odds. I guess maybe is a better way.
No,
to say
it was the third. It was the
Okay.
third option. Number
Okay.
one was Kansas City, Baltimore, and then I forget what the other one was.
Okay.
But I'm also doing Chargers Cowboys over 55. This is what I had on DraftKings. I know Sammy has this like same thing, but it was slightly different odds, and it was like 55.5. So I'm fine if people want to change it, but I think I have a screenshot somewhere, but not sure which one helps or hurts me.
The
but
lower
yeah,
number.
so I think
helps you.
it's just going to be a really high scoring game. This is my gut pick. You can already see it in the bar out there. Florida money line. This was another one that came to me. I don't know. I'm just feeling. I'm feeling like we're ready for a big upset with Alabama. I mean, everyone's already talking about them. How like everyone else is playing to see who's going to lose in the national championship game to Alabama. And I don't know. I think in the regular season, at least, this is the game for them to lose if they are going to lose one. And
whatever narrative you need as a Buckeye fan to somehow sneak your way in, you go ahead and waste my fake money. All right, continue.
And my parlay of the week, it was 3 different college teams to score over a certain amount of points. UC over 26.5 points. Purdue under 24.5, and Florida over 21.5, and obviously that's going to beat Alabama. I think they'll definitely that the Purdue one, they've scored metric butt ton of points so far, but I think that maybe Notre Dame bounces back.
Hasn't given up very many points this year.
I think that maybe this is the game Notre Dame bounces back and plays a little better. Maybe I shouldn't put my faith in that team, but they're a team of a lot of faith. And then UC, I think they're a really good team. This one I'm actually pretty happy about when I put it together. I think it's something that can actually occur. Some of my other bets last week I didn't think might occur, but this one was not Nostradamus. It was throw it up and see what sticks. Some of those other ones are the ones where I was spoken to. So you can expect me to lose a couple of these this week, but at least 2. You cannot write that down right now. At least 2 are going to be in the bag.
I'm so glad you came so confidently with our with your picks this week. Our guests at home are going to be excited to tail Nostradamus again. Any parting words, gentlemen? Let's go worst bets of the week. Anything stick out? I'll start with you, Clayton. Anything you were fading hard on anybody's? Obviously the ones you're going against, like head to head, that Bengals game. But any other ones that strike your fancy?
I mean, not really. Honestly, felt pretty good about a lot of people's bets this week. Some of the parlays seem a little dicey, but it's the risk you're taking with them. So, nothing really stood out to me as a truly terrible bet this week.
John, anything from you?
I don't know. That one Joey pick was pretty interesting, but I got a good feeling about it. I think he might come out on top.
What
I don't like the
to?
Carolina, the Murray 5 combined touchdowns.
Oh, okay.
And then I actually really don't like Clayton's Carolina +4. I saw that earlier today when he posted it. I just think the Saints are going to be scoring a lot of points this year, and I think that
you're all in the Saints now after they humbled your Packers last week.
That's
Super Bowl winning
Packers. But I think that everyone's got this weird semi hype for the Panthers right now, and they beat the Jets last week by 2 points. So I'm not confident in them at all.
They were in control all game. That was backdoor cover.
Gun didn't watch it, so it's fine.
No, he didn't watch it.
Someone
has come to him in a dream.
The box score kind of guy.
Yeah. He doesn't get emotionally attached. He bets the number. He doesn't bet the team. That's how you're supposed to do it.
He can't get attached.
No. Nope. Sabo, anything stick out to you in the half the show you were able to attend?
He's
What?
gone.
You talking to me?
yes. Sabo, welcome back. Any party?
It's rough out here on the roads, man.
Okay.
Is this the best bet thing?
This is the time that you gave us. 9 p.m. said this was going to work. If this is what I can come to expect, maybe we need to adjust the show.
Just wait till once I'm married, it'll be better. Trust me, I promise.
Oh
But
yeah,
listen,
the wife will be
that's-
thrilled every night at Wednesday, 9 p.m. Getting on with the boys. All right.
Yeah, best bet. Worst bet's definitely Auburn +5. That's the worst bet. That ain't gonna work out. But no, that Steelers bet between 13 and 18 points. That just seems like you're really trying to overthink it a little bit there. A very specific bet, I think. But also, I think I also heard Joey mention an Eagles bet in there. Listen, anything on the Eagles, I'm all about it, man. Rack it up. Eagles, baby. EAGLES, Eagles. Fly, Eagles fly. Great bet. It's going to smash.
They got to make sure they still know how to spell it over and over again.
Yeah, for those of you who aren't aware, Sabo is an Eagles fan. Sammy, any more to add about how terrible a pick that Kyle Pitts over receiving total is? Or is there anything else that you're looking at?
Sabo's reasoning for it this week sounds pretty solid. We'll see if it works out. It's fine. Kyle Pitts is still a reach in the draft. And every fantasy league, he was drafted in like the 4th round. I'm actually on John's train with the Panthers, not because necessarily the same reason, John. I'm not all in on Sam Darnold yet. I think the Saints still have really solid defense and that they can cover. I don't know if they're this electric offense with Jameis throwing for 120 yards passing, but I think they can put
5 tutties, baby. 5 tutties.
I either absolutely love or hate Joey's bets. 2 for 2 on that. I actually like his parlay. I think the Eagles are a solid play in that to get the odds up. And I actually like the Steelers. I think the Raiders are going to have regression week 2. Other 2 bets you can literally throw out the window. And then John's bet's going to lose to Purdue. I'm actually going to be at that game.
Hey!
And they are going to... They're probably going to lose, honestly. Notre Dame's probably going to lose. But if they don't, they're going to give up a lot of points. It's just my prediction. Either way, I'm going to be happy because, if they give up points, John's bet, it's fine. It's fine. We're going to hopefully win, and I get to go home happy.
Don't wish ill upon Nostradamus. It will not work out well for you in the end.
John, you're going to finish bottom 2.
So John goes 0-5 this week. Does he keep the nickname?
Certainly, just for the pure irony of it all. I can't remember what I was going to say. Joey, if you got anything that stuck out to you, go ahead and let us have it.
No, I mean, I think you're just very biased as a Bengals fan, thinking that everything's going to go their way. But there's nothing wrong with that, Jake. I mean, nothing's ever changed.
You of all people are going to start giving me crap for being biased and betting on my own team.
So anyways, I only have 2 words, and that's go Steelers!
All right. I'm going to mute you next time. I'm probably not even going to give it to you next time. I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm going to quickly share my screen here. Maybe. Hold on. I feel how do I do it? Here we go. Maybe I can't do that. I can't do that. But well, you guys aren't going to be able to see this, but the viewers at home will. I've got let's see here. I've got my results from last week. I went 9-7 against the spread. Highlights were Dallas on Thursday. That was fun. Nothing really of note. 9-7. Nothing to sneeze at. Let's see if I can find this. It's pretty hilarious that I don't have it pulled up here. Here we go. All right, this week I got Giants +4. I think it's a big number for Heineke. I'll try to do this as quickly as possible. You guys are, by all means, off the hook Thanks for joining us. But this will literally take a minute. I got Bengals +3, as I've mentioned before. Texans +12.5, big number for Tyrod Taylor. That man's going to keep it close. You just hold your nose and don't look at the teams. Just look at the number. Rams -4.5 at Indy. Buffalo. I got Miami +3.5. Pats -5.5 at New York Jets. Niners -3.5 at Philly. Not feeling the Philly love this week. Atlanta's terrible. Niners, I think, let Detroit back in the game. They're not going to do that with Philly. Vegas at Pittsburgh. I got the Steelers -5.5. Coming back down to earth with Derek Carr on the road. Saints -3 at Carolina. So I'm against the Panther train here, the Sam Darnold train. I think Jameis comes to town and shuts everybody up. Denver at Jacksonville. Broncos -6. Urban fired after or at least leaving after week 5. I have a feeling that might be the case. USC job just opened up. Who knows? Minnesota at Arizona. I got Cardinals -3.5. Kyler keeps it rolling, especially since how bad Minnesota is if they lost to the Bengals. Atlanta at Tampa. Bucks -12. You could give me 17. I probably would still take Tampa. Atlanta looked dreadful against a really bad Philadelphia team. Dallas at LA Chargers. I got Dallas +3. We've been over that. Tennessee at Seattle. I got Titans covering road dogs. 5.5. I think Tennessee bounces back. They're going to establish Mr. Henry and keep it close. Might not win. Russell Wilson's a beast, but I think they keep it within 5.5. KC at Baltimore. Still got KC -3. And then Monday Night Football. Same logic as Texans and Cleveland. I've got Detroit +11.5 at Green Bay. Probably going to be a shellacking, but maybe we get another backdoor cover. That'll be it, folks. Thanks for watching. Tune in next week. We might have to change the time for Mr. Sabo to join us, but we'll keep you posted. We'll keep you posted, and he's got to prepare for a wedding and for teaching the new minds of tomorrow in the great middle school that is Mount Vernon. Anyways, tune in next week, guys. Like and subscribe to the channel if you are tuning in right now or tune in later. Really appreciate it, and we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Hey.